We all live our lives in personal information bubbles. They are completely unique to us, and there's no real way to compare ours to others. They are made up of an incredibly noisy and tangled web of information sources and personal experience, impossible to pull apart with any known method. There's this concept in media called the Overton window. Within a certain window are the range of policies and ideas acceptable in the current climate of public discourse that you or the media or politicians or whoever can put forth without being labeled too extreme by the general public. You might frame a debate over speech being politically correct or not as a disagreement over what falls or should fall in the Overton window. But the Overton window only describes the bounds of public discourse in the abstract. You might get a faint detection of some boundaries with polling, but not with enough clarity to draw a complete picture. With ArguAtlas, though, we can make the contours of public discourse far more explicit. The dataset that emerges from ArguAtlas defines the acceptance of various arguments and entire lines of reasoning to such a detail that you could create a representation of it that is as vivid as anything that exists physically. Slightly akin to how a topographic map can describe depth. We could create a new kind of map for public discourse. Widely accepted arguments would cut through the landscape like canyons around soaring mountains of the unthinkable. If every contour of the argument landscape could be laid bare in detail, comparable by equal measure, you'd see some paths far more acceptable than we thought. Other paths would now clearly show failed to chart a course avoiding significant resistance, and maybe a few mountains will show themselves worthy of more focused and serious exploration. By using ArguAtlas to document your beliefs and challenge opposing ideas in kind, the chaotic jumble of ideas radiating into our bubble are given measurable shape. Streams of thought of various sizes and depths will emerge from the expansive and dynamic dialogue. It is very hard to understate how useful this would be. What insights might be gained when we see public discourse in a form that can be agreed we all see the same? Speculating how others see would no longer be necessary. A dialogue clear enough to study by all and take part in its evolution. What this is almost a new form of cartography. We are constantly getting ourselves lost as a society in a wilderness of valid and invalid ideas. Making a map should be the obvious solution. The whole universe of information is now available to us at our fingertips. We need to find a way to understand it before it consumes us. And we need to recognize that our future may be void of traditional gatekeepers ever again. The roles normally played by leadership figures or any authority or institution is quickly being eroded by competing voices, broadcasting themselves on the very same channels more credible voices use. And this genie of democratized media is not going back in the bottle. With the pace of technological innovation only accelerating and the need for collective action to solve international issues more critical every day, what is the plan to start doing significantly better than we have?